Many people believe that the turnaround in the market last week was due to the CPI news that came out on Thursday. I don't think so. In this video, I'm going to show you what exactly I think affected the market turnaround and how that can lead to huge profits for you in this coming week. And when exactly you should enter into the market, the exact prices, the exact places you should be looking out for in this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get right into it. Okay, welcome back to the YouTube channel. If this is your first time, I love you. Thank you for visiting the channel. If you are returning, I love you too. Thanks for visiting the channel. Okay, let's get right into it. CPI, yes, did affect the market last week, but I don't think it was the main cause of the movement that we saw. I think it was more of a technical thing, and I'm going to show that to you in just a moment. I'm going to show you the exact place where the market seems to have turned around and how that can lead to profit for you in this coming week. So pay attention, ensure you watch the video completely to the end so that you don't miss any of the tips I'll be dropping into this video. Now, last week I mentioned that we may be going into a corrective market, and yes, correction in the market is usually a difficult time of trading and people usually lose money. However, because we have guidance, we may not lose money and we may be much more profitable. So those are the guidance I'm going to be sharing with us right now. Okay, so this is the monthly chart of Euro USD. As you can see, usually, just for a recap, if this is your first time, what we're looking at, this is the monthly chart, this is the bigger picture. And we were looking at a decline. This was the main decline. We drew Fibonacci and we take this as a pullback. And right now in our mind, we are taking it that this move downward is the main move. That is what we are looking at catching as it moves gradually. We already caught about 300 pips when it moved from this level to this level. So we are anticipating that the next level may be from where it is to the next level, which is also about 300-400 pips decline again. So that's just a recap to give you an idea of what is happening and what we're expecting from the market. Okay, so the same way it's happening here, that's exactly the same way it's happening for the pound USD. Let me just switch to the pound USD and just show that to us quickly. Okay, so you can see the Fibonacci levels also plotted on the pound USD, and it's basically the same thing. That decline, the pullback, and the current decline that is taking place, which we're anticipating would get to the 38.2 level and even below that. Okay, so with that being said, on Euro USD, we had about 11 weeks of decline. Let's go to the weekly chart. We had about 11 weeks of decline on Euro USD, but last 2 weeks, it finally ended the week as a buy. That was this particular week. You can see it's green there, But last week again, it's further declined further, and that is making us think that week of reversal may have just been a little bit of correction, and we may be returning into the main trend once again. I'm going to show you how that looks in the daily time frame and why I was saying that for the CPI, that may have not been the reason. The CPI may have not been the reason why the market turned around. Now, this is Euro USD on the daily time. Now, this was the day when the CPI came out. This was the day the CPI came out. Now, I'm sure you can observe this blue line here, which is the Fibonacci level. So you can see that price actually struggled around that level. This is daily chart right now. Price actually struggled around that level. If you take this chart to weekly, you may barely, just on the candlestick, you can see the difference there is almost negligible. You can see how it behaved around there. It hits that level. It had been falling, It finally hit that level, which is 38.2 level, and just did 1 week of pullback, and the coming week finally pushed down again. So in my mind, I think that in the terms of the bigger picture, we may be looking at it declining further all the way to the 23.6 level. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. It may not happen immediately, but I think that's what's eventually going to happen. That's the reason why, if you look at daily time frame, go to that daily time, I think what really just happened there was that the market struggled around that 38.2 level. You can see it, the daily candlestick struggled around it and finally couldn't break through it and finally turned around and sold. Now, if we look at this same thing on GU, we'll see it that is even more remarkable. On GU, you can see how it just got around that level right there. It struggled just around that level and turned around just around it. And you also observe that the daily candlesticks that were rising, they were all kind of struggling. They struggled to rise as they went up. So now, what should we be looking at? This is what I think we should be looking at. I think we should be looking at a key level right now. And that key level is this zone here. We want to see that the market actually breaks this zone. The moment the market breaks this zone, breaks the current low, the daily low, you understand, then we can confidently take it that that downward trend has further resumed, and we can take advantage of it again and continue selling all the way to the next level. So that's what we're looking at. So take note of that. Take note of this level, this zone here, the low, the current low where it turned around. Take note of that price. In fact, let me just get the price for us, what it's reading. The lowest price there reads 1.20374. So that's the lowest price that one is looking at for that level. Now let me look at the same thing on Euro USD. So we see where we're looking at. So for Euro USD, it even seems closer. This is the area. So let me get the exact price. This exact low there is 1.04483. So if the market breaks that level with confidence, we can resume that trend is now selling again, and we'll follow it in the bigger time frame. However, in the coming week, that may not immediately happen. Remember what I said, that because the market has been trending, we may actually go, first of all, first into maybe like some kind of correction period. What that means is this: we may not see that move immediately. We may end up seeing maybe a pullback, a play around for a while. That may be what may happen, because the market has been trending for quite some time, both on Euro USD and Pound USD. It has been trending. So when you have a trend for a long period of time, usually it's followed by a correction of probably about the same degree. So we want to watch out for that. You understand? I want to watch out for that. Then in between these levels, if we can find scenarios whereby there is a trend in the shorter term, like what we're looking for last week, for those of us that trade binary, we're looking for that short-term trend on the H4. Let me show that to you. Let me take this to the H4. I think the only trade that we took that last week was on that H4. Kind of saw that trend there, even though just shortly after it pulled back. Okay, so that last week, I think the only trade that was taken Forex-wise, that I talked about Forex-wise, was when we saw some kind of pattern here of up, down, up, down, up, and then a decline, before a buy. But it didn't really go so well. Shortly after, it just declined further. So, but for those of us trading binary, this decline point here was an opportunity for us to make, because when the market fell into that zone, it's at the microscopic level bounced off, and that was profit for us on Friday, when Thursday and Friday, those two opportunities appeared, Thursday and Friday, for profit. Okay, so that's for that. The same thing also happened on Pound USD, I guess. Yeah, just about the same kind of pattern there. That was when one had an opportunity to place. In fact, for the Pound USD, it didn't even really play out well. It was Euro USD that gave a better chance of at least making some money. The Pound USD just went up a little bit. It didn't quite get to the high and turned around. So if one had entered this trade, one would have probably been stopped out somewhere around. So that's for that. So we're going to keep looking in the same direction, because in the coming week, one place where one can start from. One thing I want to see, first of all, in the coming week, is actually that break of that low. If we can have that break of that low, I think that would be nice. Have that break of this low, and the smaller time frame, probably we can have some kind of trend pattern on the smaller time frame. After it breaks that low, then we can follow it from here downward as our entry. You get? But I want to first of all see that clear pattern, trend pattern, then before I go in to make some profit on it. So I hope that gives an idea of what we're anticipating and the best way you can manage the market. Of course, if you're not part of our group, please join that group, because we'll keep giving continuous update midweek. You can find the link to join the group just below this, and comment if these videos are helpful, please comment on them. Tell me what you want to see more, and some other things, and I'll start videos in that regard. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.